We'll have a minute more for the pre-opening rates to hit. So let's discuss one sector which perhaps has been hit by lockdowns. Joining me now is HP Singh, Chairman and Managing Director of Satin Creditcare. Good morning, Mr. Singh. Thank you very much. We have your Q4 initial numbers, AUM rising by almost 1%, 0.7, 0.8% year on year, and a good 5.5% quarter on quarter. I just wanted to know, March and April, are your collections showing any downtrend?
Yes, I think there's a slight dip in the last week or so. Once certain lockdowns in certain pockets have been announced, but it's relatively very small, So if you look at the collection efficiency, even in the last 2 weeks as such, the collection efficiency hasn't come down below about 98% or so. So there are very small pockets, like pockets in Madhya Pradesh, which are, probably affected. And these are technically, if I look at it, pan-India, there would be at least about maybe 10 to 12 districts which have been affected by this, but not more than that,
Okay. You have revealed the March 21 collections, right? You said it is 105%. So it's more like April that you are seeing the problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what is the cause of the problem? Is it that your agents are not able to keep their shops open, keep their outlets open? They're not able to leg it out and collect? Or is it that those who normally pay up are not able to pay because their business are not running?
No, it's technically, so what happens is there's a center meeting which is held at a public place, So what is happening because of the lockdowns and things happening across, they are not able to gather for a center meeting. It's not a relatively reason that the income generating capacity has been hit or maybe the income levels are hit, but it's only that you cannot gather at a certain spot in these districts.
Okay, I want to ask you particularly about Uttar Pradesh because you have a huge book there. COVID cases are rising. Now there is the possibility of a complete lockdown as well. Do you expect more pressure from that particular pocket, and how have things been so far?
So thankfully UP has held its ground, as compared to what the demonetization levels were. It's completely been 100 plus 100% plus collection efficiency which has been there, and even in the last 2 weeks, though in the central pocket around Lucknow, where we are not technically present, there has been a spate of increase in the COVID levels, but thankfully right now, up till now, we don't foresee anything happening in UP on a larger scale.
Okay, when you said that you are seeing pockets in MP not giving you money in April because you couldn't gather, UP was not showing similar signs?
No.
Okay.
Thankfully it's not.
Okay, that's good to hear. We just have to wait and see since things are still a little hot under the collar. Mr. Singh, I wanted to know about the cost and availability of finance. Of course, you did securitize adequately in Q4, but lately are banks continuing our lines of credit open, and is it any costlier, your source of money?
See, early days as yet, what technically happens during the start of the financial year, normally the banks and the lenders wait for the final balance sheet, the audited balance sheet to come in sometime in end April and May. I think we'll have a far more better clue, sometime in May starting as such. But what we gather from our own sources across in the lenders community as such, the cost is still holding on. The availability is still there in terms of, a disbursement getting from our lenders across over there. But I think, it's probably, too early for us to state right now, but May would be probably the right month to have a say on this,
Okay, can you help us with two numbers? One, on the bottom line, the company reported a loss in Q3. Will these losses continue given the challenging situation? And two, on the gross NPA front, do you see gross NPAs of double digits over the next few quarters?
So what has happened, if I can give you an answer on this, December was like our peak quarter in terms of our bottom line in the red, so thankfully I think it will not be there in the March quarter as such. I can't reveal the numbers, but yes, the peak happened in December. It's going to be much better than that. And in terms of our GNPAs, I think they are holding on, if you really ask me. The way it happened during the start of the pandemic and in the last year as such, that situation probably is not there. So the peak, I would say, has been there in the quarter of December 20. But after that, I don't think so. It will probably enter the double digits.
Okay. But Mr. Singh, you just look at the COVID numbers. It's 2 lakh incremental a day. And we can't yet be sure that this is the worst number. Like, today we may have 2.01 or 2.02 or even worse. In a situation like this, most of the rating agencies have put, they have not downgraded anybody, but they have all put out notes expressing worries over one, asset quality, and two, the ability of NBFCs and MFIs to continue to get the kind of flow of credit that they were seeing in Q4. Are these legit fears?
See, I would say yes and no. If you really ask me, what happens is the pandemic has extended for so long, and technically the way the lockdowns used to happen earlier, and that was probably the sole reason why we were not able to hold a center meeting and get our collections. Our own sense in terms of collection, I think it will not be the way it used to be last year as such. So that on that front we are pretty okay with that. But having said that, in terms of getting money as probably a flow from our lenders as well as from institution, I said, there has not been a kind of a concern which has been shown when we've been talking to our lenders even before we are finalizing our balance sheets and everything. Our sense is that flow will keep on coming, though it could be maybe fits and starts, but it's not going to be affected the way it probably was affected in the last year. So there's a difference, which we are particularly seeing on the ground as well as in terms of our conversation with our lenders. So
okay.
On all these fronts, definitely yes, the fears probably are there, but it's not to the extent which probably we feel it was there in the last year as such.
Okay, all right. I don't think anybody is penciling in last year kind of drying up of money or defaults because that took everyone by surprise. But we are still getting numbers thrown at us. We'll have this conversation later when your entire numbers are announced. Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for joining us, and all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're just running you through the past financials of Satin Credit on the screen. You will have the assets under management, followed by net interest margins, and they're doing fairly well in terms of assets under management. They've done a lot in terms of securitization as well. That's the net interest margins. The last one is 9 month, but then it's clearly showing pressure of the higher cost of money, lack of availability, and that's the NPA picture. That is a bit difficult, not looking very good. But I just wanted to get back to the